this is going to be a review of my favourite WWE show of all time, and that's Backlash 2001. Obviously WWF in 2000 and 2001, a lot of those shows from them years are my favourites, all the way up until Mania 19 in 2003. Just all the pay-per-views, the majority of them at that time, some of the best stuff. But into this pay-per-view, obviously I worked from the bottom up the card, so it kicked off with a fun 6-man tag. The Dudley Boys, Bubba, Devon, greatest tag team ever in my opinion, and Spike against X Factor, X-Pac, just incredible, and Albert. So that was just an entertaining match. Spots with, I believe, X Factor went over in the end. And I actually really like that, the X Factor song. I know X-Pac had major heat at this time with the fans. It became known as X-Pac Heat as he was booed. There was constant X-Pac sucks chants, but it was great atmosphere during this match for the opener. Then the next match was, I believe, Rhino v Raven for the hardcore belt. Might not have been this early on the card, but I think it was. It was the main event of Unbreakable 2005 in TNA, along with the Styles, Joe, Christopher Daniels triple threat match. And this match is basically the same as that, but even better, I think. The spot with the shopping cart that Rhino went through. Raven, Rhino, two of the best ever in the hardcore division. Rhino was vicious since he joined in the Invasion in 2001, and Raven, just a cool character, one of the best wrestling characters ever, and they put on a great hardcore wrestling match. After that, I think it was Jericho and William Regal in that Duchess of Queensberry Rules match, which is a bit bizarre, but you know, anytime you get to watch Y2J wrestle for a long time, it's a good thing, especially back then when he could go, still doing the lion salt, the top rope missile drop kick, and obviously William Regal's a good technical wrestler, like a less athletic Daniel Bryan when you watch William Regal wrestle. So that match was okay. Then you had an awesome European title match with 3 legends in Christian, Matt Hardy, two halves of 2 of the best tag teams ever, along with the Dudley Boys and Eddie Guerrero. So 3 legends in that match. So that was just awesome to see. That's a main event anywhere in the last 10 years. And that was a European title match with those 3 guys. Eddie with the Radicals, I believe Saturn and Malenko may have came out and helped Eddie in that match, but great wrestling, you know, Matt wrestling, Eddie, Christian, and Matt Hardy there. Then you had the Ultimate Submission match, which was a half hour between Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle. Don't need to say any more about this. If you love wrestling for what it is, these are the 2 best ever. Benoit and Angle, pretty much the 2 best technical wrestlers ever for me. Always entertaining to watch, and they make a half hour go pretty quick, and a very entertaining Ultimate Submission match. Then you've got probably the weakest match of the card, which is the Big Show and Shane McMahon. It's just hard. This is a last man standing match, so otherwise it would have been hard for Shane McMahon to have a match with someone the size of the Big Show. but Test came out and interfered towards the end and helped Shane, and Shane obviously hit that infamous spot where he dives off of the stage. Uh, you know, the Titantron and delivers an elbow drop to Big Show. Doesn't really connect on it. I always noticed that it doesn't really connect, but Big Show obviously just goes through the box that they're on, the wood, because of the impact. But yeah, probably the weakest match of the night. But still, last man standing match better than if it was just a normal match. And the main event, I love this feud. I love heel Austin in 2001. And the two-man power trip, Austin and Triple H, I thought was really cool, where they held all the gold, the WWF title, the IC belt, and the tag titles, and they fought the Brothers of Destruction. They also had Stephanie at ringside with Triple H. Vince came out towards the end as well, and that it was just not the. I remember there being a few botches during the match, but it kind of adds to it because it's, you know, two big guys like Undertaker and Kane just out there to beat the ass of Austin and Triple H. But it was awesome for me. I just love seeing Austin and Triple H with all the belts. I thought that was one of the coolest times in wrestling, and that's my pretty much my favourite pay-per-view in WWE history. There's a few others from around that time period in 2000, 2001, WrestleMania 19 that I like, but yeah, it's just awesome. People need to go back and watch that, especially with it being Backlash season right now, and WWE's next pay-per-view is Backlash. So yeah.